everyone! Welcome to a new video. Hi folks, welcome to the worst album ever made, a show where I try to figure out what is the worst album ever made. Last time we talked about Trout Mask Replica by Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, and right now it's currently the worst album ever made, but we'll see if it will be dethroned today, because today we're going to be looking at the Shaggs Philosophy of the World.
My pal's name is Foot. He always likes to roam. My pal's name is Foot. I never find him.
Austin Wiggins Jr. had a palm reading one night from his mother. It said that he will marry a strawberry blonde woman, have 3 or 4 daughters, and then he would have those daughters be in a band and they will be extremely popular. After Austin Wiggins Jr. married the strawberry blonde woman, had his daughters, he realized that his mother's prediction was right, and so he dropped those girls out of school and they made them form the Shaggs. These are the Shaggs. He locked them in the basement and made them play music for 5 years straight, and then after 5 years they made this album. This is the only studio album the Shaggs ever did, and it's for good reason, because this does not sound too well. Today we're going to go through the Shaggs Philosophy of the World, and we're going to review them to see how they hold up, to see if it really is the worst album ever made. I have a whole bunch of different criterias that I'm going to be ranking these songs on, which is entertainment value, replayability, the lyrics, how memorable it is, and also does it have a good rhythm. The Shaggs title track is Philosophy of the World.
Oh, the rich people want what the poor people got, and the poor people want what the rich people got.
Which is one of their best songs. Now, when you first hear it, it's very... when you first hear it. When I first heard this song, the very first time, it wasn't that great to me. But when I listened to it a lot more, in knowing the backstory, know everything about the Shaggs, and you start to really blend the background with the foreground.
We're listening to this whole album, it's 35 minutes.
The Shaggs were a terrible band, but they were forced to tour and play at local events, and they were booed off stages, and cans got thrown at them. It was extremely sad for these girls. Philosophy of the World talks about their sadness. It talks about how no one in the world is going to get what they want, because skinny people want to be fat, fat people want to be skinny, rich people want to be poor, and poor people want to be rich. You can never please anybody in this world. We do our best and we try to please, but it never happens. And that's exactly what the Shaggs' existence is. They for 5 years, they were forced to make music from their father, and he probably was never really happy with anything they did. He just said, "You're going to be a famous rock band." Well, this is what you came up with. Okay, we're forcing you to make a studio album and embarrass these girls to no end. I do think the Shaggs are trying. I think the Shaggs are trying extremely hard to make good music. I do believe that. And I believe in every song in here. There's not a single time where they are not singing their heart out or playing to the best of their abilities. It's just they do not have good abilities. They are not that great musicians. Philosophy of the World gets 4.5 stars.
I feel like they play this for hours to torture people.
Next up is That Little Sports Car. This one's a little bit more... ugh. But there are some parts where I actually think it's ahead of its time, other parts that are terrifying, but the majority it's bad.
There was a sports car on the road. I thought I knew the fella that drove.
This whole song is spoken and then it's fragmented to the point where it starts out like a dream and then it slowly turns into a nightmare. I have no idea why it's so scary at the end. It's torture. When the song finishes. On the bright side, though, on this track, around a minute, the drums have a really good beat to it. where it just slows down and it sounds extremely modern and ahead of its time.
When I got there, he was gone. I don't
3.5 stars. Next up is Who Are Parents? This is another extremely interesting song when it comes to this album because of the circumstances of the Shaggs themselves. Who Are Parents is extremely scary because of their father and how abusive he was. And this song is not about how abusive their parents are, it's about how great parents are.
Who are parents? Parents are the ones who really care. Who are parents? Parents are the ones who are always there.
I bet the Shaggs loved their father. And their father did not deserve love because he locked him in a basement and made him play for 5 years. And they didn't have a social life. They were forced to play music. And then you have this song called Who Are Parents, which is all about how parents are great and they are loving and always listen to your parents. It sounds like Stockholm Syndrome.
Parents do understand, parents do care. We must remember, parents are the ones who will always understand.
I think the song is actually really good, despite of the backstory that this album is hindered on. This song is nice, it is sweet, it's somber, and it's not that bad. I like it a lot. This one has 4.5 stars, BB.
Who are parents? Parents are the ones who really care. Who are parents? Parents are the ones who are always there.
My Pal Foot Foot, that's next.
If I crashed this car, it would sound better.
This may just be the worst thing I've ever heard in my life.
Probably the most infamous song on this entire album. This is My Pal Foot Foot, which I was told that it is about the girl's cat. My Pal Foot Foot is the hardest song in this entire album to listen to. It is extremely grating. It just does whatever it wants. The backup singer just randomly comes in and just repeats what the last person said with no rhyme or reason to.
My pal's name is Foot Foot. He always likes to roam. My pal's name is Foot Foot. I never find him home.
It's like if you put music through a cheese grater.
It's like the drummer is trying to guess what song they're playing, and he's getting it wrong every time!
This is one of the most interesting tracks on Philosophy of the World just because of how bad it is. You would think these girls would know this song is bad. You would think that they would know, maybe we should not play this song. Maybe we should just cut this from the album, make it 11 tracks instead of 12 tracks. But it's on here. I've listened to this album practically 15 times already. And most of the songs sound better the more you hear it. This song still sounds bad to me. Just as bad as I heard it the first time. This song is 2.5 stars. I'm sorry. Next song is worse than the last one. It is My Companion. This song is aggressive. This song is unnecessarily aggressive.
My companion is with me wherever I go. It goes to my companion is with me no matter what I do.
The way she talks is very inhuman, and how she repeats the word companion so often does not seem something that any human would do. So it makes it very uncanny valley and makes it sound extremely scary.
My companion is with me when I drive my car, even when I go real far. No matter where I am or what I do.
This whole song is about walking around with your companion, going to the beach, going to the street, going to the store. I got my companion. What's the companion? It's a radio, dude. These girls love music. They do. They listen to music because they listen to the radio all the time. So it makes you wonder, how do they not think this sounds bad? The drums aren't that bad, to be honest. The song's called I'm So Happy When You're Near.
I'm so happy when you're near, I'm so sad when you're away.
When it comes with like the companion and My Pal Foot Foot, this is like the real trenches of the album. The ones that you have to slog on through. This song is about being sad because the person you love is not here with you right now. And you have to wait until you get to see him again. I'm just going to read off my script, what I've said, because it's what I believe. I wrote a script. I wrote a whole bunch of script words. I'm going to use this script. I've read that this could be about the girl's father that they are missing, because when they get home they can stop playing. Or this could be about a boy they knew from school and that they can't see anymore because they're too busy playing music. It's very sad. This song is probably written about the girl's perspective on what it's like to be living in that basement while the father's away.
Until we find the right door, you'll have to leave again. And once more, both our lives will be buried.
Does the song sound good? I appreciate this song. I appreciate it. We got 3 stars on this bad boy.
They're not constrained by the limitations of a tempo.
This is Things I Wonder. This song is about the girls talking about things they wonder about this world. Why do the birds fly? Why does the wind blow? The number one thing they wonder about the most is why does a person they love so much always breaks their heart? And that's extremely sad.
There are many things I wonder, there are many things I don't. It seems as though the things I wonder most are the things I never find out.
More so in this song than all the other songs is this one, the drums and the guitars sync up more. And so even the vocals, they will sync up more times than other songs on this one. So it sounds more normal than a regular song.
I understand why you feel the way you do, because I feel the same way too.
4.5 stars, boy, I like this song. This next song expands on the ideas of the last song, but makes them better in every single way, in my opinion. This next song is nice, it's sad, it's somber. It's called Sweet Thing.
You're such a sweet thing, sweet thing, sweet thing, but you can be so mean. You're such a sweet thing, sweet thing, sweet thing, you used to make me dream.
This song breaks my heart. It is about someone who used to be extremely nice to them, but now they just break their heart.
You must think you put on quite a show, but your turn's coming, coming, coming. There'll be some girl who will hurt you, hurt you, hurt you the way you have hurt me.
Like, it makes me really feel for them. They sung their heart out about how they were feeling, and I really feel every single bit of emotion in that song. And it's just how they sing it, how strained the voice is, trying to reach a higher note. Sweet thing.
Sweet thing, sweet thing, but now you are very mean. You were such a sweet thing, sweet thing, sweet thing, but now you'll never make me dream.
It gives me shivers. I can joke a lot, but this song, after I heard it the first time, I was enchanted by these girls after this song. And every single time I heard it, I felt like I was not making fun of them as much. More like I appreciate them. I really do appreciate them because They've gone through so much, but they still tried. Next song is It's Halloween.
It's Halloween, it's Halloween, it's time for scares, it's time for screams.
This is like one of the only lighthearted songs on the album. It is It's Halloween, where these girls just talk about how much they love Halloween, and ooh, it's good.
The ghost was spooked, the spook was scared. Why even Dracula would be there? It's time for scares, it's time for...
Dr. Demento used to play this song on Halloween on his radio show, which is awesome. I love that. I love this song getting some good recognition because it's one of the few songs where they're singing about happy stuff, and I want that feeling. I want to see these girls be happy. I want it. I want these girls to be in a nice state of mind, and It's Halloween is just a nice ray of sunshine on this big old storm cloud. It's Halloween, it's Halloween, it's time for scare, it's time for screams. This song is cute, this song is fun. I'm going to put this song on my Halloween playlist, so if any of my friends or loved ones are watching this, I'm sorry, it's happening. This song has ghosts, Draculas, dummies, jack-o'-lanterns, witches, goblins, vampires, devils, Frankensteins, zombies, tramps, Cinderellas, pirates, angels, and gypsies. Insane Halloween representation. This song got 4.5 stars on my rating scale. We just had 2 bangers. We had Sweet Thing and we have It's Halloween. But now we're going to be taking a slow descent to the last couple tracks on the album. We're going to Why Do I Feel next. The opening of the song goes way too long. Just way too long. Okay. Of just repeating the same beat. Dun 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 dun. Just keeps going way too long to the point where it's unsettling. I don't like that too much. But one of the Wiggins sisters is talking about how they don't understand their own emotions and why do they feel angry when they can always feel happy and nice all the time. But her emotions are vapid and wild and she just can't always be happy. And that bothers her. Which is a another amazing concept for a song. These songs have fantastic concepts on stuff that's hardly ever explored. And I really wish that more modern artists would think outside the box as the Wiggins sisters did with their lyrics and what they wrote about. But the song just feels a little bit too 5th grade talent show.
Sometimes I feel funny and bothered up inside. Then for some reason I just got to cry.
I'm giving Why Do I Feel it's an average song. I'm giving it 3 stars, right in the middle. It has stuff that I like, it has stuff I don't like. Just mushed in together. So 3 stars, seems fair. Our next song is called What Should I Do? This song is about one of the Wiggins sisters is dating an awful, awful boy. To the point where it should be obvious that the girl should break up with him. But she just can't bear herself to do it. Even though he lies to her face, he is a two-faced loser.
He's a bad boy, he's a bad boy. He never gives me any joy. Tell me, what should I do? He's a two-faced, he's a disgrace. He never wins a race. Tell me, what should I do?
Break up with him. This song is she asks the question, what should I do, a little bit too much, but the drums, the guitar, they're pretty good for the Shaggs. A nice simple song, and I'm giving this one 3.5 stars. That's what I wrote. 3.5 stars, a little bit better, slightly above average. The song for them. I found out the hard way it is hard to go to the bathroom when you really need to go when you wear a jumpsuit. These are lessons I have now learned. Alright, this is the last song on the Shaggs Philosophy of the World. It is We Have a Savior.
Don't they know we have a Savior? All we have to do is believe and pray.
This song is all about the girls wondering why do people do bad things? Because God's always watching them. Why do you do bad things when He is watching you and you're probably going to go to hell for doing that? Another somber, sad song, I bet they're talking about the world in general. Like the world is corrupt. And why do people do bad things? Because God's always watching you. This is my least favorite song on the album because I find it the least interesting. Which, to each their own, this is my review. It does not sound that weird. It doesn't sound that bad. It just sounds very middle of the road between being bad and being good, and that makes it worse to me. It sounds like a terrible ending for this song. I feel this song isn't a good send-off for the whole thing. I feel like Who Are Parents switched out with this other track. I wouldn't have minded this track so much, but because with albums, to me, you have a very good starting track, you have a very good second track, you have a very good middle track, and then you have a very good ending track. Something that starts it off and sets the tone of it. Something that keeps you listening to the very end, and then you got a good ender, so it makes you want more and to listen to the album again. This one has a great, solid start. And in the middle, you have songs like Sweet Thing, and then eventually it gets to the end, and I don't want more. So that's what I think. I give this track a 1.5 star. It's not too bad. It's not 1-star material, but in my opinion, it almost is. But that's the Shaggs Philosophy of the World. This album is a slog. It takes some time to get used to the melodies and used to the girls singing. I listened to this 15 times, start to finish, and individually dissected, and it's not as bad as I thought it could be. I've listened to this, and I think it's actually pretty good for what it is. It's not that long of an album to sit through. It's about 35 minutes to get from start to end. And I marathon this every day for about 2 weeks. And it wasn't that bad of an experience. I actually like that I did it because it made me think about these girls and what they went through. So now bears the question. What is currently the worst album ever made? That's kind of hard. Right now we only have 2 albums to judge what is worse. Trout Mask Replica or Shaggs Philosophy of the World. Now, going back to Trout Mask Replica, this is an album that was made by professionals to sound as bad as possible. It was all written down, and then the best musicians probably ever can play it forward and backwards perfectly because they are so boundary breaking in what they have done. It sounds bad on purpose. The Shaggs Philosophy of the World are amateurs who have no music background, did not know how to properly play their instruments, and decided to make music because their father told them to. This is a passion project. This was against their will. Even though I feel like there is some raw emotion in the Shaggs, and I sympathize with these girls 100%. This is worse than this. Because that's on purpose. This is almost an accident. So, currently, the worst album ever made is the Shaggs Philosophy of the World.